Hi there, this is Craig Beck from StopDrinkingExpert.com. Thank you to Tanny who sent me a suggestion saying I should make a video about addictive personalities. Great suggestion, so here we go, let's talk about that. Because you would not believe how many people, how many drinkers have come up to me over the years and said, I've got an addictive personality. Therefore, that's why I drink. It's a myth. I don't believe in addictive personalities, and let me explain why. The whole concept of an addictive personality is illogical. What that phrase, addictive personality, says it's going to do is impossible, because it implies that the addictive quality of a substance is removed from the substance and placed into the person. So it's not that you're taking something that's addictive, it's just that you have the inbuilt propensity to get addicted. Now, if that were true, if that was even possible for that to be true, then someone with an addictive personality, the inbuilt propensity to get addicted, would be addicted to everything. I mean, everything they liked, they would be addicted to it. If they liked mashed potato, they would become hopelessly addicted to mashed potato. They were, all people with an addictive personality would weigh 400 pounds from their food addiction. They'd barely make it to 20 years old from all the cigarettes they smoke, from all the glue they stick up their nose. I mean, it would be out of control. You see, do you think it's a coincidence that all these people who claim to have an addictive personality are addicted to something that is addictive? It's not the personality, it's the product, it's the substance. To say that the fault lies within you, not within the addictive substance, is a bit like saying, the fire didn't burn me, it's just that I'm highly susceptible to burns. It's nonsense. Without the fire, you wouldn't get burned. Without the addictive substance, you wouldn't be addicted. So I don't believe in an addictive personality. What I think it is I think it's the evil clown of alcohol addiction whispering in your ear, poor you, you have an affliction. There's nothing you can do about it. So you might as well just drink. And what the clown is doing here is he's taken other afflictions, other conditions and symptoms and diseases, and applying them to a made-up disease that he's given to you. Because you can go up to a blind man and say, look, it's not your fault you were blind. You were born like that. Nothing you can do about it. So you're just going to have to accept it. And now that makes sense, because the blindness is real. It's a real condition. But to make up a disease, addictive personality, and then say, look, it's not your fault. You've got an addictive personality. You were born with it. Nothing you can do about it. So just accept it and carry on drinking. That is nonsense. That is insane. Because you can't start with a made-up disease and then justify it. So what I think happens here, and this is true of everything in life, is that we manifest our belief system. If we believe that we're slim and healthy and fit and love to run, then that's what we do. If we subconsciously believe that we're overweight and we hate the gym and we love junk food, then that's what we get. And we deliver to ourselves our belief system. And I saw this demonstrated incredibly powerfully in London a few years ago. I met with the millionaire entrepreneur, and he was telling me that he's unattractive to women. Women just hate him. They can't stand him. He can never get into a good relationship. He always ends up with people that he's not attracted to, women that treat him badly. He said, it's just a disaster. I am unattractive to women. And then he told me his life story and how he'd started from nothing, growing up in a deprived family with no opportunities, and he dragged himself up through life and forced himself to stay on this path. And through sheer determination and commitment and passion, he built this £1 million business that now employs thousands of people. I mean, this guy has integrity and character strength that most women would just die for. I mean, forget physical appearance, forget everything else. This guy has the personality of a Trojan. Women would spend their lives looking for a guy like this. And yet he looked at himself and said, I'm unattractive to women. I spent a whole weekend demonstrating to him his value. And on the last night that we were together, we were sitting in a bar having a drink, and he noticed a woman he was attracted to. And he looked at me and he said, I'm just going to try something. And he got up and he walked over to her. And I was watching him, and after a few seconds she started smiling, and then she was laughing, and they talked for about 10 minutes. He came back to the table, sat down with a scrap of paper in his hand with her name and number written on it. And he couldn't believe what had just happened. Couldn't understand what had just happened. But I could, because I'd seen it so many times before. Now, what had happened to that guy? Did he become attractive to women during that time with me? Or had he always been attracted to women? And always been attractive to women, I should say. But he'd been holding himself back to make sure that his belief structure was true, that the thing that he thought in his head became his reality. And of course, not consciously, but subconsciously. That guy didn't become more attractive. He just removed the brakes. So when it comes to labeling yourself as having an addictive personality, all you're doing is you're coming up with another excuse not to deal with this problem. What you have there is another license to fail printed by the evil clown and nothing more. So that's my thoughts on addictive personalities, but I understand that it's a bit of a confusing subject. You may need to go back and watch it again and then maybe fire me some questions if something doesn't resonate or you're confused about anything. I'm very happy to help. Get in touch via the website www.stopdrinkingexpert.com.